morning, guys. Happy 4th of July. I hope you're able to spend this day with people you love in a garden that brings you joy, doing something refreshing, enjoying your independence and freedom and all of those wonderful things. I'm feeling pretty good today, so I figured I'd come out in the garden, even though it is already midday and it is getting hot. So we'll see how it goes. I definitely need to do something with these tomato plants to help get them tied up higher, get them trellised, maybe do some pruning, maybe find, I don't know, some squash or something for dinner. Who knows? But I will certainly bring you along with me today. Thanks for joining me in my backyard. Uh, if I didn't say before, my name's Krista. I have a vlog called Small Yard Big Plants where I just like to share the joy of gardening because it has really lightened my heart in a lot of ways. And I hope that it might inspire some of you to give it a try and do the same. So yeah, here we go. This is my slicer bed. This is my indeterminate. I have two beds of indeterminate tomatoes, this one and that one. This one is all like bigger slicers, and then the one in the back right over here is more cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, that kind of thing. More for snacking and salads. This is more for like BLT life, you know what I mean? And salsa, of course. And then here's my pepper bed. Got a kind of a catch-all bean, carrot, whatever bed over there. Squash and cucumbers, florals, the asparagus tsunami in the back, berries in the far back corner, and then that brings you back to here. If you can see on the ground behind me, I pulled out some echinacea yesterday or a couple days ago because I realized that I have like a lot of it and it was really taking over everything. So I just decided to pull some um, while keeping plenty of other echinacea plants because the butterflies love it, the bees love it, everybody loves it. But I realized it was really like pushing out and crowding out the sun from some other things that I really want to eat. So I'm keeping some, getting rid of some. Um, and I mean, it is a perennial, it'll come back. Good stuff, not hurting anything. But yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. Welcome to my garden. If it's not a little bit messy, it's probably not real. You know what I mean? So anyway, I've got my slicer tomato bed here. I need to, like this guy is just gingerly put around this T-post because I haven't trellised it up yet. I've got some, you can't see that, but up at the top, and I'll show you closer up, I've got some zip ties and tomahawks that I like to attach them to help them grow up straight and clear out so they're not touching the ground like they are now, because that is prime time for disease and fungus and less tomatoes to eat, right? And that's not the goal. So I'm going to work on those today. Yeah, see how it goes. So for demonstration's sake, um, I have, I'm going to lift you guys up. Do, 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 do. If you look up there, hope you can see that. So there is, we have a T-post. We've got some PVC pipe zip ties right here. And then this is a tomahawk. Now, how does this all work together? Let me tell you, it's kind of awesome. So what I do is I take the tomahawk. It comes, I just get them on Amazon. It's not a big deal. But they already have twine wrapped on them. So they're ready to go. And you can see it's like wrapped around the thing, right? So I put this hook into either around the PVC pipe, depending on how big the hook is at the end. I like to use a zip tie so I can move things around. I hook it onto the zip tie, and then I tie the end around a lawn staple, landscape staple, put it into the ground right next to the tomato, the main stem. I'll show you that when I do it. And then I can use tomato clips. I'll show you those to help really get these tomatoes some support. It's really, really handy. I've used it a couple of years now. It's worked really well for me, especially for indeterminate varieties that can get really big and unruly really quickly. So, let's see. So, for example, I need to do this one. So this one's got 2 liters. So I'm going to do 2 hooks. All right. Okay, so I've got my landscape staples. I've got my tomahawk apparatus. And then I'm going to take my twine, tie it into the bottom. I don't know how to do any fancy knots. To those of you that do, kudos. Now would be a good time to employ those. But I just do a triple knot, call it a day. Really, the tomatoes as they get bigger can put a lot of weight on it, but really it's just to anchor it into the ground. So a lot of the weight is actually going to be on your PVC pipe, which is why I've got these handy T-posts here to keep those up during the season. Okay, so string, attach the nylon, knot it up. I'm going to be careful of these blossoms. Okay, I'm going to just bring this down. I'm going to stick it in right towards the ground here. Okay, now as you can see, I have a lot of slack, so I might take off the tomahawk and wrap one back up so that, oh, but see, it doesn't reach. So I'm going to keep that unwound slack, but I will just pull this down so that when I trellis the tomato to it, connect it with one of the tomato hooks, or tomato clips, I should say, it will stay taut. Okay, so I'm going to very carefully pull this second leader of this Alice's Dream tomato plant, and I'm going to bring it up. You can also wrap the twine around the plant if you feel like it. That can also help. I've seen people do that as well. Just make sure that you're not injuring any of the blooms when you do that. Okay, so I have got my twine coming down from the tomahawk. I have my tomato clip. And what I do is I get it so that the small part right here is going around the twine and the big part is going around the tomato leader, which is this big stem. Okay, I have a dual leader system on this Alice's Dream tomato because I wanted to try something a little bit different this year. See if I can get a bigger yield. We'll see how that goes. But as you can see, this does not move at all. So now I'm going to take another clip, pre-bend it. So again, remember the twine is in this little V. This goes around the stem of the tomato. I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull it up nice and taut, like here. So it will keep growing, but stay, you know what, I might actually adjust this a little bit. It's okay, I've got 3. So I'm going to pull, because remember we had some extra slack on that twine. So if you look at this closely, you can see the twine, it's not going anywhere. The twine is attached into the V of that, and this is going along the tomato plant. So this I will probably trim off because it's just going to get sick on the ground. But as this grows up, I'm going to continue attaching it to the stem. And I'll show you again on this next one, on the second leader, once I get it attached here to the ground. So again, you want to take your landscape staple, tie a knot, fancy one if you can, double, triple knot if you can't. As long as it stays in the ground, mission accomplished. It's the anchor. All right, so this one, be very careful around those blossoms. This one is for the main leader. Now, you can tell this Alice's Dream plant has gotten pretty unruly. But this is my main stem of the plant. If you didn't know, tomato plants are like vining plants, and they like to vine around the ground. They don't like to grow up unless you have like a determinate one, in which case if you put it in a cage, it'll be fine. But really, some of these blossoms, we had a heat wave a little bit ago that have just fried, so I'm just taking them off. They're not going to do anything. So really, this plant just really wants to grow along the ground, make fruit all along the ground, set seed all along the ground. Cool for the plant, not cool for me who wants to make salsa, right? So I'm going to take my tomahawk, the second one for this one plant, because it has a dual leader, which I did while I was growing them from seed since like February or something. So I'm bringing this down into the ground next to the stem of the plant, again on the other side. And we're going to do the same thing where, because I haven't been meticulously caring for this little tomato plant as I normally would, I'm going to kind of wrap it around under some leaves so it has some support. And then I will start clipping on the tomato clips as intended so that it's nice and taut. Whoops. Well, it's okay. It happens. It'll keep growing. So I'm going to take this one nice and taut, and I'm going to attach it right here. So you see, it's holding it up. The tomato plant, this one I'll probably prune off so it's not touching the ground, and I'll trim anything that's in the soil. So once again, I'm going to take my clip. I'm going to take my clip. I'm going to attach it so that it clips into the V first and then is around the tomato plant. So it is not going anywhere. Ta-da! Now, air can flow all around the bottom, and hopefully these guys will keep growing up along these tomahawks right here for more support. I'm just going to keep doing that throughout the whole bed. much more open. Nothing's touching the ground. Tomatoes are growing right along. Much cleaner. It's way hot. I'm gonna go inside, take a break, but please, again, I wish you all a fantastic 4th of July. And no matter where you are, I hope you're having a great time with family and friends, and always just let the garden bring you some joy. Take care, y'all. See you next time.